the death of Edward the Confessor, England fell into a bitter power struggle. Harold Godwinson was quick to seize power, though the King of Norway, Harald Hardrada, felt the land his birthright. However, the late Edward had promised the throne to William, the Duke of Normandy, who, with the blessing of the Pope, readied his army for conquest.
Father, word from England. Hardrada lies dead, and his army defeated.
And what of Harold Godwinson?
His victory at Stamford Bridge has strengthened his hold on the throne. Even now, he musters his forces.
Perhaps it is time.
Then what shall I tell the troops is your command?
Tell them we sail for England and conquest.
William's fleet swept across the channel like a mighty tide, landing at Pevensey and amassing to confront Harold's approaching horde at Hastings. This titanic clash would be the decisive battle for the future of the English throne.
My son, remember this day, and remember this moment, for after this battle, these lands will be ours.
And rightfully so, Father. It is time. His men are ragged from the journey.
Very well. Rufus, prepare your men for battle.
Hastings, 1066. The Saxon King Harold takes up a strong defensive position on Caldbeck Hill. His men form the legendary Saxon Shield Wall, blocking the road to London and forcing a frontal attack from the Normans. William waits patiently with ranks of archers, infantry and cavalry, ready to launch a three-waved attack. He has archers to weaken the shield wall from afar. Spearmen to engage the enemy in close combat. And cavalry to drive through the enemy and run down deserters. William gives his order for the first wave.
Missiles! Attack!
His archers raise their bows and fire into the shield wall. The battle for the English throne begins.
Units, move out!
William's favoured son, Rufus, moves into position to guard the rear of the Norman army and awaits his father's call to battle.
Well met, Commander. I am Sir Robert, your military advisor. I will watch your actions on the battlefield and guide you to glory. Follow my instructions, and we will crush these Saxon dogs. Your father, Duke William, wishes your troops to guard the rear of his army and wait for his call to battle. Keep a watchful eye for any Saxons that hope to ambush our army. This is Rufus, your general on the battlefield. He is accompanied by an entourage of the finest Normandy. Your general is your most important unit. He commands your armies on the battlefield, giving them strength and courage to fight. When he is lost, your battle is lost. Remember, you must keep Rufus alive to conquer the Saxons. You can move your armies around by right-clicking where you want them to go. Right-click on the highlighted area to move Rufus there. You will notice that your general has moved, but your view has not. Use the number pad on the keyboard to move your view of the battlefield. 5 and 2 will move it forward and back, 4 and 6 will move it sideways, and 1 and 3 will rotate your view. Move your view now so that Rufus is centered. You can zoom in and out and tilt your view by using the mouse wheel. You can also move your view by pushing the mouse to the edge of the screen. The panel at the bottom of the screen shows a map of the battlefield, an indicator of your progress in the battle, controls for the pace of the battle, your general and troops, as well as options and commands for your selected forces. Double left-clicking on a unit card centers your view on that unit. Double left-click on your cavalry's unit card now. To get your unit somewhere quickly, double right-click on a location. Order your cavalry to run by double right-clicking on the highlighted area. You can change your unit speed of movement by pressing the Unit Speed toggle button on the bottom right panel. Try this now to order your cavalry to slow down. Sometimes it is necessary to run on the battlefield. However, making your troops run too often will tire them out quickly. Order your troops to march long distance. You can press the Stop Current Orders button on the bottom right panel to remove all current orders from your selected units. Press the Stop Current Orders button now to stop your cavalry. You can easily select all your units on the battlefield by pressing Ctrl-A. Try doing this now. Now that all your units are selected and awaiting your... You can order your units to move into formation by holding down the right mouse button and dragging out a line on the terrain where you want them to move.
Units double time! Units double time!
Each of your units proudly bears the Norman banner. You can easily recognize your men on the battlefield by this banner. Different types of units have differently shaped banners. You can also select a unit by clicking on their banner. You can easily deselect your selected units by pressing Enter. Some Saxon reinforcements have arrived. You must stop them from crossing the river and flanking the Norman army. Use your archers first, so you can weaken the Saxon infantry as they move your mouse cursor over the approaching Saxons and right-click. When your archers are firing on the enemy, a bow and arrow icon appears on the top left of their unit card. When you order your archers to fire, they will move into range and then attack. Your armored sergeants are your best melee fighters. Select these spearmen now and attack the Saxons. To attack, mouse over the Saxons and right-click when your cursor changes to a sword.
Charge!
If your archers fire on a unit that is in melee with your own unit, your unit will take friendly fire from your archers. Select your archers and press the Halt button to stop them firing. You can zoom in on the action by using the mouse wheel. Try zooming in on your infantry now to see your men in the heat of battle. While your units are engaging the enemy, move your mouse cursor over your units or the enemy units for feedback on their status. You can find out who is winning and how each unit is faring. Now select your cavalry and double right-click on the enemy to run them down. Using your cavalry to stampede archers and infantry is a useful tactic.
Assemble the men!
William has called for you to join the main battle. The end of the battle is at hand, and the next few moments will determine the fate of England. First, you need to move your army into the main battle. Press Ctrl-A to select all your units, or hold down Ctrl and click each unit card. Then right-click on the far side of the crossing to move your units there. When you have ordered your troops to move a long distance, you can increase the game speed to get them into position faster. Set the battle to the highest speed now by clicking the faster button twice. When your troops are nearing their destination, press the slower button twice to return the battle to normal speed. Otherwise, you might miss important events in the battle.
Units, double time! Units, double time! Units, double time! Units, double time! Archers! Units, double time! Units, double time! Units, march! Units, march!
William has given the order for your troops to fall into line with the rest of the Norman army. First, order your archers into the front row.
Archers! Guards!
Now order your spearmen to move into the second row.
Advance! Forward! Shifting!
Then move your cavalry into the third row. Now order your general to fall in behind your troops. The battle is now paused. You can pause the battle at any time and issue orders to your troops. When you resume the battle, they will carry out your orders. Now is a good time to use the speed controls to move your troops into position faster. Set the battle to the higher speed now and back to normal speed when they're almost in position. Some of William's army have broken away and are fleeing. Units rout on the battlefield when their morale becomes very low. Morale decreases when units become tired, when their chance of success is low, or if the general dies. The Saxon peasants have broken rank and are charging at us. They have seen our fleeing men and have made themselves vulnerable. Now is the time to attack. William has ordered all archers to fire at the approaching peasants. Select your archers and fire at the nearest peasants.
Attack!
Your fine Norman archers will make short work of these peasants. Use your archers to fire on enemies as they approach, but remember, not to engage them in melee. Run your armored sergeants in to finish off those peasants. These spearmen are highly skilled in melee and are well suited to close combat. Remember to stop your archers firing on the enemy, or your spearmen will suffer unnecessary casualties. Without the peasants, the Saxon shield wall is broken and their position is weak. Order your archers to fire into the Saxon infantry now.
Units, double time! Units, march! Spearmen!
King Harold has been caught by an arrow. The Saxon king is slain. His men have lost hope, and they are fleeing.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way.
Use your cavalry to chase down the routing troops. Your cavalry are fast and will catch the infantry easily. The fewer men you leave alive, the fewer you will have to deal with later.
General! Knights!
The small map on the bottom left of the screen shows the location of all the units in the battle. You can use this map to easily locate your men and the enemy. Your units are green, allied units are blue, and enemy units are red. You can double left-click a location on the map to move your view there immediately. Harold's most brave and loyal troops, his Huscarls, are still standing to fight. Help William finish them off and be done with this bloody day.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
We're under attack! Units, march!
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
Bravo, my lord! You have slain King Harold and sent these Saxons running for their worthless lives. You can review your men's performance in the battle here before moving on.
Greetings, sire. I am Lady Gwendolen. I will guide you on expanding and managing your empire. Your Normans achieved a mighty victory at Hastings. Now you must lead William the Conqueror to claim the English throne. Follow my instructions and we will lead the Normans to glory. To continue, left-click on my portrait. You are now viewing England on the campaign map. Here you will build cities, raise armies, and move them to attack your enemies. Parts of the map you have not yet explored are shrouded in darkness. As you move your armies further afield, more of the map will be revealed to you. You can move your view of the campaign map with the keypad and zoom in and out by using the mouse wheel. Try this now. Greetings, sire. I am Lady Gwendolen. You are now viewing England on the campaign map. Here you will build cities. You can move your view of the campaign map with the keypad and zoom in and out by using the mouse wheel. Try this now. You will notice that you cannot move past England. You are restricted to England for now, but once your Norman forces have taken control, you will be ready to wage total war on the rest of Europe and beyond. The campaign progresses in turns. Each turn there is a limit to the distance your characters can move and the troops you can recruit. Your agents can only carry out one mission per turn, and each of your buildings takes a certain number of turns to construct. Rufus is one of your generals and son of William the Conqueror. If William's campaign to seize the English throne is successful, the highlighted area around your army shows where they can move this turn. You can move your army by right-clicking anywhere in this area. Right-click on the highlighted position to move Rufus there.
Hail, my king! With honor, sire.
The panel at the bottom of the screen gives you information about your armies and settlements. The panel on the right has buttons for construction, recruitment, ending your turn, and viewing information on your faction and progress. The character cards in the bottom panel of the screen show the units that make up your army. The card on the left belongs to your general. The other cards belong to the units in your army. You can right-click on any card to find out more information about that unit. Right-click on Rufus's character card now for detailed information about him. This scroll shows you the details of your general. You can view the details of any character in the same way. A character's attributes impact on how well they will do their job. Close the scroll when you're ready by left-clicking the Close button on the bottom right. A rebel army has appeared near Caen. Caen is undefended, and you will need to reinforce it quickly, or you will lose it. William the Conqueror's next goal is to take over England. Before you do this, you will need to move Rufus back to Normandy to fortify Caen. Select Rufus and right-click on the nearby fleet to board it.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. 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 I'm afraid not, my liege.
Fleet ready, sire.
Hail, my king!
Ships ready. Yes, sir. Full sails. Aye, sire.
Hail, my king!
Ships ready. A fine day to sail.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid...
Aye, sire.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king!
Ships ready. Aye, sire.
Hail, my king!
Fleet ready, sire. Set sail. Yes, sir. Full.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not.
Ships.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege.
Aye, sire.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. 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 Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king!
Ships ready. Set sail.
Hail, my king!
Aye, sire. Ships ready. Yes, sir.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not.
Fleet ready, sire.
Hail, my king!
Ships ready. Set sail. Aye, sire. A fine day to sail.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king! I'm afraid not.
Fleet ready, sire.
Hail, my king!
Aye, sire.
Hail!
Fleet ready, sire. Aye, sire.
Hail, my king!
Ships ready.
Hail, my king!
Aye, sire.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. 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 I'm afraid not, my liege.
Greetings, sire. You are now viewing England. You can move your view. You will notice that you cannot move past England. The campaign progresses in turn. Rufus is one of your generals. The highlighted area around your army shows where they can move this turn. You can move your army by right-clicking anywhere in this area. Right-click on the highlighted position to move Rufus there.
Yes, my liege.
The panel at the bottom of the screen gives you information about your army. The character cards in the bottom panel of the screen, this scroll shows you the details of your general. A rebel army has appeared. William? Select Rufus and right-click on the nearby fleet to board it.
I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege.
Fleet ready, sire.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king!
Sire.
Hail, my king!
My lord. Ships ready.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king!
Fleet ready, sire. Yes, sir. Full sails.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king! I'm afraid not.
Ships ready. A fine day to sail.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege.
Aye, sire.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. 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 Hail, my king!
Fleet ready, sire. Set sail.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege.
Aye, sire. A fine day to sail.
Hail, my king!
Ships ready! Can't plot that course, sire.
Hail, my king!
Fleet ready, sire.
Hail, my king!
Aye, sire.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. 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 Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege.
Fleet ready, sire. A fine day to sail. Ships ready.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king! Hail, my king!
Greetings, sire. You are now viewing. You can move your view of the campaign. You will notice that the campaign progresses. Rufus is one of your... The highlighted area around your army shows where they can move this turn. You can move your army by right-clicking anywhere in this area. Right-click on the highlighted position to move Rufus there.
With honor, sire.
The panel, the character cards in this scroll shows you the details of your... A rebel army has appeared near Caen. William the Conqueror's next goal is to take over England. Before you do this, you will need to move Rufus back to Normandy to fortify Caen.
I'm afraid not, my liege.
Select Rufus and right-click on the nearby fleet to board it.
Aye, sire.
Hail, my...
Fleet ready, sire. Yes, sir. Full sails.
Hail, my king!
Aye, sire. A fine day.
Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. Hail, my king! I'm afraid not, my liege. I'm...
William must first conquer the English capital, London. To be victorious in a siege battle, you must capture and hold the city's plaza or destroy the enemy army.
Notice that you cannot move past the details of your...
Yes, thank you very much.
A rebel army has appeared near Caen. Caen is undefended, and you will need to reinforce it quickly, or you will lose it. The nearby fleet to board
This is where the bug comes in. You can't actually do it because of the zone of control, but if you move the ship around, there's a few areas here. If you just run its movement out, you can end the turn.
A fine day to sail.
See, other areas are restricted. You can't get him on the boat.
It is a new turn and season in your campaign. Your treasury has been updated, your armies and characters have rested, and your rivals have made their move.
Ships ready! Set sail! Yes, sir! Full sails! Set sail!
It is a new turn and season in your campaign. Your treasury has been updated, your armies and characters have rested, and your rivals have made their moves. It is now each fleet has a character card shown on the bottom panel of the screen. If you click the Army tab on this panel, you will see the units that are present aboard your fleet. The boxes that slide down, you can move your fleet by right-clicking anywhere in the highlighted zone. Right-clicking on the curve. Now that your army has disembarked, select Rufus and right-click on. Your next goal is to lead William the Conqueror to take England's capital, London. Select William. Before you can siege a settlement, you must build siege equipment. Left-click on the ram to add it to the queue. Then click the Maintain Siege button to begin construction.
The siege goes as planned, sire.
Your siege equipment takes time to build.
Orders. To war, then, sire. Our siege... To battle it is, then, sire. The siege goes as planned, sire. To war, then, sire. Our siege... Glorious victory is ours, sire. As you commanded, sire, these lands are now yours.
Well done, my lord. England's great capital is now under Norman control. Double left-click on London to bring up the... From this scroll, you can construct buildings, recruit troops, and manage your settlement. You have received a mission from the Pope. He has requested that you build a church in this settlement to increase the religion of your people. Close the mission message when you're ready. To carry out your mission, order a church to be... Your church has been added to the construction queue. London is a city, which means it is a hub for trade, and will generate... You have successfully completed your mission from the Pope. He now regards you more highly for complying with his wishes. You can retrain units that have suffered losses in the same way. Click on the Retrain tab and add your units to the recruitment queue. Your units will be retrained to full complement. Now open Khan's settlement scroll and recruit some reinforcements there. Your units will take time to train. Press the end turn button. The reinforcements that you trained in London are ready. Now is a good time to prepare an army to march on Nottingham. Click on London and select the units you wish to move out by holding down the Control key and left-clicking the units. You will need a decent-sized army to take Nottingham, but will also want to leave a couple of units behind to garrison London. When you have selected the units you wish to move out, right-click on Nottingham to lay your siege.
Hail, my king!
Sire, my lord.
My king, to battle.
Remember that you need
Main
siege
siege,
equipment
noble
to
sire.
attack a settlement. Nottingham is a castle which has tougher defences than a city. Click the ram, siege tower and ladder to add one of each to your construction queue. Then click the Maintain Siege button.
We shall prevail in this siege,
As
sire.
you will have noticed, Caen is a castle. Open its settlement scroll to find out more about castles.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king! Hail, my king! By your will, sire, we shall engage.
This scroll allows you to review the balance of power before you enter a battle. Winning a battle isn't just about troop numbers. The types of units and the general's command ability are essential. Click the Fight Battle button to enter the battle, or automatically...
My eye that I should be forced to gaze upon such an unwashed and ignorant bunch of scrofulous pox-snabes and villains. Men, I give you your enemies for the coming battle. I have rarely seen such a collection of worms and beetles beyond the walls of a dusty scriptorium. Let's be at it then, in case their stupidity should prove infectious. We have driven the enemy back to his last bolt hole. Now is the time for the last great attack, lads. Now will your English courage be rewarded with final victory. And now, any man here who is not praying for our victory had better make his peace with God, for he'll find none with me or in England later. Now I place my fate in the hands of the Lord. Bring me my broadsword, and let me kiss the cross, lest I die. To battle!
The last great obstacle between Duke William and the English throne is Nottingham Castle. Taking London was a glorious achievement for the Normans, but capturing Nottingham will prove a much sterner challenge. Different types of siege equipment are used for different purposes. You will need to deploy and use them accordingly. Rams break through enemy gates, while ladders and siege towers allow your men to scale enemy walls and gain a foothold upon them. Deploy your ram in front of the enemy gate and attack it when the battle starts. This will prevent your ram from taking more damage than necessary on its way to the gate. Siege towers, for fear of falling over, are unable to move up steep hills. As a result, siege towers cannot dock against walls that are upon a slope. For Nottingham Castle, you should deploy your siege tower to the left of your army and attack the wall to the left of the enemy gate. Your ladders can be mounted on most castle walls. For Nottingham Castle, use your ladder on the wall to the left of the gate, to the left side of your siege tower if you have one. This way, your siege equipment will share the incoming fire from the enemy towers. Before you attack with your siege equipment, send some of your infantry forwards to draw fire from the enemy archers and towers. Otherwise, your valuable siege equipment will take the full force of the castle defenses.
Archers! Archers!
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. battering ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall. Well, the gates have fallen. Lord be praised! Our siege towers are at the walls. Our enemy have nowhere to hide now. The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now. Only half the enemy force remains. Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
My lord!
Our men are in command of the castle.
We await your command.
My lord, we've lost control of the castle. By St. George, our men have taken control of the castle. Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack. This is a clear victory that goes to... Glory! Honor! Victory! God be praised! He
With has
King
Harold defeated and London and Nottingham under your control, England is at your mercy. It is now up to you to lead England to glory by expanding your empire to the rest of Europe and beyond. The reinforcements that you trained in London are ready. Now is a good time to prepare an army to march on Nottingham. Click on London and select the units you wish to move out by holding down the Control key and left-clicking the units. You will need a decent